Judgment Day 2.0? No. I mean, God. Hey Candy Crew, and welcome back to another episode of If I May Speak Candidly, where we dive into the crazy world of wrestling from the comfort of my domain. Okay, look, a lot has happened this week. But before we get into all of that, I do want to send my thoughts and prayers to those who has been affected by the California wildfires. I know quite a few people that is out there, and by the grace of God, no one that I know have lost their homes, but it has been on the news all week. And I don't know what I would do if I was in that predicament. I don't know what I would do if my family was in that predicament. So in the description box down below, there will be links to different organizations that you can donate to. It doesn't necessarily have to be monetary value, but different essentials, food, clothes, things that people will need as they are getting back on their feet. Okay, so there will be a list of different websites and links that you can check out. So please do that. Now is not the time to thumb our nose at those who are in a time of need. Now is the time to really put our best foot forward and help those that are in need. Not only because it adds a special coin in the karma bank for us, but if you was in that predicament, you will want help as well. So please do that. And so as I mentioned, a lot has happened in the wrestling world this week. Okay, we have seen a lot of new champions. We have seen Rhea Ripley win her title this week. We have seen Giulia and Oba Femi win their titles this week. We also seen Matt Riddle, okay? He had won his title last night. We'll get all into that. But before we do, let's talk about Raw on Netflix. So, Raw on Netflix felt like a PLE, and that just seems to be the consensus for everyone. It felt like a pay-per-view. It felt like a premium live event. And, I don't know if that's because Raw is on Netflix is still new. It still has that brand new smell. It just still has that brand new feel to it. But I do suspect that there will be some, boring weeks. It happens. That was SmackDown. But we're not going to talk about that, even though SmackDown was a little boring. But the Royal Rumble is in a couple of weeks, and we have already learned some of the major players that will be involved in Royal Rumble 2025, including the man that is indulging in his farewell tour, John Cena, who came out and overall just told us he will be. Okay, he is going to be in the Royal Rumble, and he intends on winning the Royal Rumble. Now, do I want to see John Cena win? Sure. Why not? I would love to see John Cena main event at WrestleMania one last time. This man has given us so much in his career, and to be able to see him have his send-off at WrestleMania for that final time. I think it would just heal a lot of the inner children in us who grew up watching him as kids, even though I wasn't very young when John Cena first started. I think I was like in my last few years of high school, but I was still a kid nonetheless. And so I think he deserves it. Okay, I definitely think he deserves it. But it's not only John Cena that intends to win the Royal Rumble. You also got CM Punk, who gave a damn powerful, a powerful promo with Jackie, and he overall said, look, I'm coming for you, Gunther. I'm coming for you, Cody. I'm coming for the GOAT. I'm coming for Royal Rumble. I'm coming for WrestleMania. I mean, this man has definitely checked the list of the things that he wants to do. Okay? And I don't think he intends on losing, especially being injured last year at the Royal Rumble and therefore missing a good portion of the year, including the Royal Rumble. So I don't think Punk is really looking to lose that match either. But then before the week was completely out, the wise man, Paul Heyman, came to SmackDown, opened the show to let us know that the only Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, is throwing his hat into the race, and he will also be in the Royal Rumble, which is the first time in actually a few years since he has been in the Royal Rumble, because he's been world champion. He didn't need to be in it. Now, he definitely pretty much just said that, Cody, thanks for keeping my belt warm. I intend on taking it back. Cody wasn't trying to hear that shit. Okay? He was not trying to hear that shit. You taking what? From who? Not me. Not I. And, and I think Cody has a right to feel that way. Roman, you had that belt for over 3 years, bro. Not to say I complain. I ain't complain, okay? Them 2 belts looked good on you, okay? The 3rd belt looked even better on you. But there's a lot of people that haven't touched that belt in a very long time. So, Roman, he got a little too much dip on his chip, okay? He got a little too much, what can I say? He's just, he loved the confidence, but, yeah, I don't think they're going to let Roman win. I think there's a lot of wrestlers, for instance, a Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of wrestlers who faced Roman for that title and couldn't take it off of him. So they are going to be gunning for him during the Royal Rumble. This is just facts. It's just facts. And don't ask me who I think is going to win. I don't know. I will definitely share my predictions on who has a higher odds of winning, but who I know definitely who's going to win, I have not a single clue. I don't know. So, yeah, Royal Rumble should be good. So also on the Netflix debut of Raw, we had several people in the audience, people like Macaulay Culkin, Gabrielle Iglesias, also known as Fluffy, Vanessa Hudgens, but one person stood out for me because she is a former WWE superstar, and that is Nikki Garcia, formerly known as Nikki Bella. What do I think about the Bella Twins coming back to WWE? I'm not against it, okay? I'm not against it at all. I think, if I'm gonna be honest, it seems as though Triple H has definitely been doing he's been on a real nostalgic run when it comes down to bringing a lot of people back. For instance, Trish Stratus, Lita, in the women's division, signing Victoria to a Legends deal, among a few others. So to see Nikki and Brie back in the WWE as maybe full-time wrestlers, I don't know. You know, when they first was out there wrestling, they were single women. You know, they're moms, and their time on the road might not be as long, or it might not be as flexible as it once was. There's a lineage of women who has helped build the women's division to what it is now, to where we can have the likes of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and I mean, when I think of the women of today, I'm not thinking of those who were there before them, like Bailey, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky. You know, just the women that has come within the last 3-4 years, who has also helped with the evolution of the women's division. And, you know, let me tell you something. I would love to see the Bella Twins, you know, with the women's title. I would love to see them possibly go on NXT and face some of the women tag teams out there in NXT. The like of Fatal Influence. Yeah. Fatal Influence and Pure Infusion Collective. You know, I get confused with them names, but whatever floats their boats. So anyway, I would like to see the Bella Twins go up against a lot of the women that are out now. Women that I feel could benefit from just facing them. The likes of Blair Davenport, Lyra Vakira, Roxanne, because I'm almost positive Roxanne will eventually be called up on the main roster now that she has lost her title to Giulia. Lash Legend, Jakara, Unholy Union. I have a list of people I would love to see the Bella Twins go up against, whether it's tag team, whether it's singles matches, and even just some of the old rivalries, you know. So I'm here for it, you know. It's not set in stone, but if the Bella Twins do come back, I am here for it. So while we talked about the different things that has happened on Raw, whether it was Royal Rumble confirmations or people possibly teasing that they will return to WWE, let's just talk about the numbers, okay? The Netflix debut of Monday Night Raw brought in 4.9 million views globally. Now, I've seen a lot of people accuse WWE of inflating their numbers. Honestly, that's giving hater. It's giving hater, okay? Because it's not really that hard to believe that 4 million people tune in, especially when you have major contributions coming from not only the US, but the UK, Canada, and Latin America. Okay, for comparisons, the show was averaging 1.2 million households in 2024. And this is a huge jump, with 2.6 million US households along tuning in, according to Video Amp. Clearly, streaming has unlocked a whole new audience for WWE. Now, I did see this one account that said that he discovered WWE for the first time, or just started watching wrestling for the first time because it was on Netflix. I've also seen a lot of people say that they started watching wrestling again because of it appearing on Netflix. And, I think that definitely speaks on the wide net that WWE TKO intended when they decided to partner up with Netflix. Now, people might want to know, what does this mean for WWE? This move to Netflix shows WWE's willingness to embrace streaming and modern viewing habits. Now, cable viewership has been declining for years. People are not paying for cable no more. People has a lot of streaming services, whether it's Netflix, Hulu, YouTube Premium, Sling, which is what I use, Max, AEW, Paramount Plus. There's a plethora, of different apps. So with the decline of cable being evident, this opens the doors for WWE to stay relevant with younger, tech-savvy audience, who prefers the platform like Netflix, which is another reason why I think they decided to put NXT on CW, trying to reach a younger crowd. But this also aligns with WWE's strategy to grow its global content and its footprint, as Netflix offers easier accessibility than traditional cable. Now, although Netflix did say that they have reached almost 5 million households with the debut of Raw, this does not include France, Germany, India, Japan, and South Korea. But I'm guessing with those countries, on addition, or including rather 92 countries, well, they are included in those 92 countries that wasn't included. Just imagine how many people, how many households, how many millions of households it would have reached if those other 92 countries that Netflix doesn't distribute to tuned in. So you gotta give WWE its props. However you feel about WWE compared to AEW, it doesn't matter. You have to give props where props is due. And 5 million viewers for a 3-hour show is major. And without being too shady, can we get the debut numbers for Dynamite and Collision on Max? Okay? I'm curious. I would like to know. On the subject of AEW, we have had the return of Kenny Omega after his victory over Gabe Kidd in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I have to admit, did Kenny get finer since being injured? I don't know. It's just, I saw him and I thought, oh. Look, I ain't never looked at Kenny before. I ain't gonna lie. You know, he is the GOAT. He's great in the ring. You know, he got a soft spot for animals. You know, he seemed to be kind. You know, he got a good head on his shoulders. It might be a little big, but it's still a good head on his shoulders. But when I saw him come out, I thought, okay, you know, might have to add him to the roster. If you know, you know. Okay. But you know, he came out and he gave a really respectful promo on Dynamite, and he spoke about his illness and the strength in finding his way back to wrestling. Some people might disagree with me when I say this, but I feel like AEW needed him to come back, especially with the news that Malachi Black is possibly leaving AEW for WWE. I'm looking forward to seeing him back in WWE. I'm looking forward to seeing him back with his wife, Zelina. I'm looking forward to seeing Alistair. Okay? I'm not against it. But, you know, let's just call a spade a spade. You know, there's a lot of people that wants to leave. There's a lot of people that wants to, you know, get their one-way ticket out. And I'm not going to put no names out there because we've seen what happened with Ray Phoenix. So I'm not going to do that. But, you know, there is a lot of people that wants to leave. And, you know, whether it's with AEW, whether it's WWE, you know, you're never going to get a person's full 100% when they are in an environment that they no longer want to be. And forcing someone's hand by forcing them to stay, it's not beneficial for you outside of just pure pettiness. Is you have no benefit in keeping someone there who doesn't want to be there. So, you know, they haven't necessarily denied this. I have not seen Malachi, Tommy, come out and deny this. In fact, lately on the show, they have been kind of doing these segments like they're pushing him out of the way without really mentioning him. When Brody King had a match with Will Ospreay, you know, Will said, hey, you know, you're a leader. You should lead. You don't really need anyone to lead you. I think that was the first way of them saying, like, hey, you know, it's going, well, did I say Brody King? I meant Buddy Matthews. Sorry. Buddy Matthews. Yeah. What I said still remains, just wrong person. And then this past collision, Edge, because I'm gonna call him Edge, I'm not calling him Cope. He pretty much repeated the same message to Brody King, okay? That he didn't need a leader. Take the reins, run it yourself. But then he also kind of let it slide that he originally wanted for them to be a group. Judgment Day 2.0? No. I mean, I am so tired of him kind of coming and wanting to be the leader of shit. Just be your damn self, Edge. This is what we had loved about you before. When you first came out, you was with Gangrel and Christian, and then it was just you and Christian, and then you kind of had your own thing with the Rated R Superstar, with Lita, and, you know, you got injured, and you was gone, and then you came back, and good guy, but then you decided you want to be a cult leader, and you created the Judgment Day, and then they turned on you, and then you left WWE, you came to AEW, and we was happy to see you, but then you kind of took one of our great faces off of TV out of pettiness, allegedly, and then you got injured, but not before getting injured. You wanted to take House of Black away from Malachi. Then you came back as FT rated R. And now you said to Brody, yeah, I kind of wanted us to be a group, and I'm glad it didn't work out. I'm glad, okay, because we're still dealing with Judgment Day. We're still dealing with Judgment Day with two of the original, excuse me, that's my phone going off, with two of the original main people out of the group. So yeah, no, I'm glad it didn't work out. I don't know who is going to run House of Black. I feel like Will and Edge kind of gave Buddy and Brody two very helpful but very different advice, you know, and I'm guessing this is the end of House of Black. I don't know, but you know, if it is, I hate to see another group go. But yeah, outside of that, back to Kenny. Kenny gave a beautiful speech, and of course that evil thumb Don Callis came out, and then Kenny was getting jumped, and then his rival, his arch nemesis, Will Ospreay, came out to save him, and we kind of had a moment. And I think we all appreciated that moment. You know, are we going to get this again? Are we going to finish this rival between Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega? Yes. If Tony has any if he has 2 cents to rub together, he will give us that. But as far as I know, or from what I've seen, it will be Okada and Kenny at All In out in Texas. So only time will tell, because Tony likes to switch shit up at the last minute. So again, back to the championships that have changed hands this week. Last week we had Tiffany Stratton and Mercedes Moné. This week we first of all, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that Shawn Michaels decided to pull the trigger and to have both his women's champion and his heavyweight champion lose their titles on the same night. Giulia and Oba Femi both won their titles respectfully from Giulia and Trick Williams, and I think it is genuinely a new era, you know. I like being surprised. I do. I definitely like being surprised. And while we go back on the subject of a former NXT Women's Champion, the now current WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, she has her first title defense against Bayley.
A few moments later.
Bayley. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm not excited about it. Not really excited at all about it. But as I shared on another podcast, if by some chance this does lead to her ultimately facing Charlotte Flair, that's my dream match right there. Tiffany and Charlotte. I feel like there will be a passing of the torch happening with that match. First, Charlotte has to spank Tiffany a little bit, remind her who the queen is. Like you are the pretty princess, But there's a queen. There is a maturity that you have to grow into, and you're not ready. So I do want to see Charlotte and Tiffany. Possibly WrestleMania. I think we need that. So, and they both going to be on the same brand, because as rumor goes, when Charlotte does return, she will be back on SmackDown. So, yeah, we need that. But, I guess go Bayley. Yay. But yes, so we have 2 new champions on NXT. Rhea regained her title from Liv Morgan. I think you had to be a blind man not to see that. What does this mean for Judgment Day? Liv have lost her title. That is the last piece of gold that Judgment Day had. I don't know. But we saw what Dominique tried to do after that match. And I just want to help my girl out. I just want to help Liv understand that, Dominique is a chicken tender slut.
Sluts!
He's a chicken tender slut, and he cares about no one but himself. And I just want my girl to just move on. Move on from that. Move on from that chicken tender slut.
Sluts!
Also, congratulations to Matt Riddle. He has won the MLW, excuse me. He has won the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. Yes. Now, please correct me in the comments if I am wrong, but I do know that Matt did leave MLW back in 2018, I thought they said. And so, I don't know if he held the title before that, but like they said, it's been about 7, 8 years since he has been there. So, just him winning that title after all this time is major. So, congratulations to him. Also, he tried to do a little okie doke by accusing TNA of not paying him for his appearance last month. TNA was not having that. They said, "Oh yes, we did. Okay, we got the receipts, boo. We paid you 2 days before Christmas, so you might want to check those bank statements." And yeah, check those bank statements, okay? Because they said they paid you. I am just overall looking forward to seeing what happens this year. Like I said, outside of wrestling, I'm just really trying to build up this brand, this podcast, and stay consistent with it. So I would really appreciate if you guys donated to my buy me a coffee. It doesn't have to be a lot, just whatever you can afford that will help go towards covering different subscriptions that I use towards editing and putting together these videos. It helps. Being a freelance writer is not for the faint of hearts. You are, I literally feel like Tony Soprano because I'm always chasing after my money. Yeah. So, anything that you can donate will mean the world to me. And I promise that you will get it back tenfold. Okay? So, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. Please like this channel, like this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comments. I do see them all. I don't always respond to them, but I do see them all. And yeah, you know, just stay grounded. Stay grounded. There's a lot of shit going on in the world right now, and you know, we don't need anybody going off the deep ends. So just stay grounded and you know, just mind the business that pays you. Okay? All right. Until next week. Catch you later.